What is going on? Wait a little bit for some of you to pop in here. I'm going to talk about ways to try to avoid disastrous rentals, disastrous guests. Some of the things that I've done myself, um, fortunately for me, I've been doing Turo for 2.5 years, and the worst I had it was two just small bumper grazes. Nothing really much. So I did have a renter that smoked, but other than that, I'm gonna share what I've done over the 2.5 years that have helped me acquire quality renters and help mitigate, claims. The thing with Turo claims, it could be so hit or miss, and it just you never know. I mean, I've heard other hosts tell me that they've had a claim and cars totaled, they're getting less than what the value of the vehicle is. It's rough. It's rough. So, and now that we're gonna all have to be on the platform, we're gonna have to have instant book turned on, which I've personally always had. I've had it on always. And I mean, some people feel the need that they feel like they need to screen the renters, but kind of got some ways where what I've used that just targets a certain group of people. And I'm going to share those ideas now that we have to go all have instant book on. So, what can you do to avoid disasters or help mitigate disasters? It's going to be hard to just completely avoid them, but we can definitely mitigate them. So, all right, so I'm going to get into it here. So, one of the first things that I do, well, one of the most important thing that I do is price. So I don't have my price low. Um, I try to keep it on the higher end. The way I look at it is, if you're out there, and I'm gonna make a video showing some of the cars out there and some of the prices. Like, I was looking at Teslas, Model 3s. I mean, your basic Teslas, but obviously 2021s, 2022s, renting it for like $54 a day. Whew, man, I don't know how those people are making money. And in fact, I know they're not. You know, um, I mean, it's simple math. If you're renting it for 54, 55 a day, most hosts that I've kind of encountered have the 75 plan, meaning Turo takes 25% of the daily rate, and the host keeps 75% of it. I mean, I don't have a calculator with me, but I mean, take away 25% off $54. What is it? $15? $12? Yeah, $13 maybe. $13 somewhere on there. So you're making $42 on a 2022 Tesla Model 3, where the car payment on that, assuming and the argument is, you know, my monthly payment's only this, or I paid cash for the vehicle, so therefore, whatever I make is profit. Not really, not really, because how long will it take you to recoup the 20,000 that you just spent on that car, or 25,000 that you spent on that car? It wouldn't take you a long time, even if you paid cash, if you're earning $40 a day or $45 a day. So that argument is just a terrible argument. So the biggest thing that I do is I have a higher price point where I target more quality renters at that price point. So that's the biggest thing that I do. Um, the second thing that I do is I have the 10% price boost. So if it's a last minute booking, I have 1 hour advance notice, which I don't have my cars on Turo Go. Um, I don't know. I've never looked into it, to be honest. Um, I mean, I guess I should, but I I always have had 1 hour advance notice. Now there are times where if I know I'm not going to be available for like 5, 6 hours, I'm going to change it where my advance booking notice has to be 6 hours. If I'm going, if my car's available, it's 3 p.m. and I'm going to someone's house and I'll be there all night type of thing. I'm going to change my settings kind of as I go. But for the most part, I just keep it at an hour advance notice, and that works for me. Um, and I have a 10% price boost. So if someone rents my car, I get it's the same day. I get a 10% price boost. So um, yeah, I usually have my BMW, my 2018, at about 80, $85 during the slow months. I think I've had it at 75 a day last just in December, because I know December it can be pretty rough here in Phoenix trying to rent out a convertible. Obviously, it's a hard top, but it's still challenging. Um, my car is more um, profitable this time of year. February, March, April, May. Even to a certain degree, June, July, and August. Because again, it's couple for a couple reasons. I mean, it's a BMW. I'm targeting a specific market, and my price helps me keep it that way. Because I've seen, for example, I mean, I do a lot of research on convertible BMWs, 4 Series specifically, and which is what mine is. And there's people that are renting theirs for, I mean, I've seen 60, 58 a day for a newer vehicle. 2019, 28. Well, I say newer. I mean, it's not like a 8-year-old vehicle. And that's just not a good trend, not a good business strategy. So, who do I target? I target people that are wanting the vehicle right then and there, and they're willing to pay a little more because it's available right then and there. Like I mentioned in my videos, when we order something from Amazon or from wherever, if we want it right away, we're going to pay that extra shipping, right? For the same day, next day. So we're willing to do that as consumers. So, I mean, a car is no different. Like if there's not many cars available, especially specific vehicles, convertibles, BMW, black on black, you know, uh, people are going to pay a little bit more. And that's why the 10% boost helps me get those last minute bookings at a higher price point. So with me, I'm not about, hey, I want to fill up my calendar. I'm more about, I'm going to get a booking tomorrow, or a booking in 3 hours. That's who I target. And with that too, what happens is there's other hosts that their vehicle's not available due to any reason. Could be various reasons. Could be their car just never got returned, got smoked in, it's filthy, it has maintenance issues, just came back from a rental 6 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 12 hours ago. So what Turo does is they book the vehicle for them, for the guest. And if the person paid, I don't know, $60 a day for the vehicle that they rented originally, and it's, vehicle's not available, host cancels the booking, they're gonna go down and try to get a comparable car with a guest that um, with a host rather that is available. And if your car is $100 a day, the guest paid $60 a day. What's going to happen is Turo covers that difference. So if your car's listed for 100 a day, even if the guest paid 60 a day for another vehicle that got canceled on them, you're still going to get your 100 a day, and you're going to get your price boost if it's a last minute thing. So that's why I strongly recommend keeping your prices higher and adding that 10% price boost. Do not worry about, and this is what's helped me, especially again with instant booking being implemented next month in March. Don't worry about filling up your calendar. That's going to come. You're not going to get a lot of those advanced bookings, but you're going to get those last minute bookings, which to me are more valuable, because those are, again, people that for the most part they don't care about price. They just want the car. Like for example here, March, spring training, beautiful weather in Phoenix, 75 degrees, 80 degrees. Someone says, hey, you know what? I want to go to a few baseball games around town. So they're going to rent a car. They're going to try to rent a nice car, a convertible maybe, or just in general, a nicer car so they can enjoy. And they're probably the type of people that are willing to pay whatever, I mean, not whatever. I mean, I'm not going to say list your car for $300 when it doesn't, when it's not going to get that price point. But definitely do your research in your area and price it on the higher end. Try it out at least. So that's one thing. The second thing, because I see listings of hosts that are the description on their vehicle listing, you got to be careful with your wording, because that wording, maybe most guests don't read it, but maybe a lot of guests do read it. Who knows? We never know. We'll never know. But the one thing with that is you got to make sure that when you're putting your description, choose your words carefully. And what I mean by that is don't don't go ahead and put like fast acceleration, fast vehicle, anything like that can target like someone that's looking at speeding, burning rubber, doing donuts. So choose your words carefully in your description. Keep it more professional. I'd say, pretend you're trying to cater to someone that will take excellent care of your car, because that's what you want. You don't want to cater to a 24-year-old that wants to speed in your car or do this or that in your car. So you want to carefully write your description. And I mean, honestly, what I did in the beginning when I started doing Turo, I was just looking at other people's descriptions on their vehicles and just kind of picking, some words, some sentences, some stuff, and just making it my own. You know, I mean, maybe I did see a sentence and I copied the whole sentence and put it on my description, but not the whole description of someone else. I've never copied a whole description, but what you want to do is just look at other descriptions look at nicer vehicles, look at, you know, I don't know, look at Corvettes, look at Lamborghinis, look at, high-end Mercedes, and just see what those people are putting on their description, and just take stuff from those and make it your own. So you definitely want to be careful with the words, you know, that you put in your description. I think that's important, because um, again, if you're putting, certain trigger words that, speed or fast or, I don't know, different things. No, I wouldn't do. I haven't done it. And 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. No, don't do that. Because you're just, again, you're you're basically advertising your vehicle like, hey, rent this car because it's fast. Rent this car because you can go 0 to 60. People are going to be beating your car, and you're not going to even know it. Well, maybe you will know it, but yeah, you don't want to do that. So choose your words carefully on the description. And again, pricing, make sure you're pricing it. Here's another thing that I've noticed. Um, I've seen a lot of hosts just quit Turo. Um, I know someone, well, I don't know the person personally, but in doing a lot of market research, I've seen this person start with one car, then add a second car, then add a third car, and then back to two cars, back to one car, and now zero cars. So with this individual, they had a lot of bookings. They actually got a lot of bookings. Now, the problem is they had their vehicle listed for 50, $60, and it is a couple of 2019 GTs, Mustang GTs. Car payments on those, and this was like a couple of years ago, when year and a half, 2 years ago, when those vehicles were listed. Well, maybe not 2 years ago, about a year and a half ago, when those vehicles were listed. Well, the first one, and then ultimately got a second one, different color, and he's not in business anymore. Why? Because I figure, again, most people finance their vehicles, especially a vehicle like that. Like, you probably, if you have $30,000 laying around, you don't want to put that cash on a depreciating asset and start your Turo business. There's better things you could do with that 30 grand cash if you have it laying around. And if you're looking at investing in something, I would not go all in. I've never and never will pay cash for a car, because why would I put 40, 50, 30, 20,000 on a vehicle that's just values going down and down and down and down? You know, put little to nothing down, and just make your monthly payments. Now, over time, you can pay a little bigger chunks if you're going to keep the car, longer term. If your payment's 500, pay 700, for a year. Uh, you know, kill that interest, kill that balance. But I would never pay cash for a depreciating asset. No, you know, no matter. I don't want to say never. Obviously, if you have 50 million, different story, right? But most people, most average people, even if you have a couple million, I it's just not smart, because you're investing in something that depreciates, where you could finance the vehicle and you put that 50,000 in other areas, in other places, invest in other areas, buy Tesla stock, buy Apple stock. you know, because Amazon, because those are pretty much blue chip stocks. So Um, so, anyways, that person is no longer doing Turo. Figure paid probably 30,000, give or take 20. I'd say minimum upper 20s for that vehicle, 27, 28,000, possibly 30,000. So with little to nothing down, payments probably 550, $600. With probably 550, I'd say 500, 550. Plus you got insurance. I don't know what insurance on the GT is, but I'd say at least $100 at least. So 550 plus 150, 650. And if you're renting a car for $55 a day, again, if you're on the 25 or 75 plan, Turo's taking 25%. Even if you're walking away $45 a day, let's say $50 a day. Let's say you have it for $65. Let's say you're, $50 a day. Okay. So $50 a day, if you rent it for 10 days, that's $500. If you rent it for 20 days, that's $1,000. That's 20 days. All right. So you're clearing, say, $1,000 at best, 20 days. All right. $1,000, 650 is your payments, your insurance, say about 650. So you're clearing 350. With that high usage, you're probably doing an oil change a month. That's 50, $75 gone there. And then not to mention the other issues that may come up. Now you may go a couple months, no issues. You're clearing $300 a month, 300, that's 600. It's still not worth it. With Turo, if you're only going to clear $300 a month and you're getting your car rented out 20 days, for example, give or take a month, you could brag about getting bookings all you want, but you're not making money. You're not making real money. So that guy's no longer doing Turo. So it's rough out there, because you're trying to compete with people that are not business minded, because with Turo, there's really a lot of these people don't have a plan. They don't have like a business plan, what I'm trying to accomplish. They just, oh, let me start Turo. Let me list my car. I'm going to make money doing this. They're not putting together a good strategic plan in place. Like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? What's the end goal? How long do you think you're going to be doing this? And especially with interest rates, car payments being at an all-time high, you got a lot of people that are just trying to get $300 a month to help pay down their car. That's insane. Um, the extreme that people are going to pay their car off, make payments on their car. So you got to be careful with that. Got to be careful with your pricing and just have a plan in place. If you're not considering Turo, make sure you think it out. Have a plan in place. Do your market research. So those are a couple things there that you know I'm seeing. So proceed with caution with Turo. If you're adding vehicles, you got to account for things happening. Are you prepared to have the car sit for a month and a half in the shop? Again, Turo claims there's good insurance companies out there that take care of a claim quickly. From my experience, Turo doesn't care. They don't care how long it'll take for them to investigate, pay out a claim, you know. But it's affecting the hosts. So I feel like Turo is more on the guest side than the host side. So you got to protect yourself because Turo's not really going to do much to protect you. What I mean by that is they don't care how long your vehicle is going to be in the shop for or how long until they pay out a claim. they're going to try to pay as little as possible. So they're going to drag it out. And meanwhile, your car's in the shop not making money. So, from my experiences with talking with other hosts, those problems happen when your price is low. Again, you're renting a 2022 Tesla for $50 or a 2019 GT for $55, $60. Yeah, that's not the way to do it. So let me know. Let me know how. I'm gonna actually post this live on my channel for those that didn't catch it live. And yeah, let me know in the comments. I mean, what have you been up to? What are you thinking? Where are you at in the business? And what questions you have? Um, I'll be in the comments to answer any of those. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Um, please comment. Let me know what you're up to. Like the video, share the video. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.